Hello, true believers, and welcome to another episode of Marvel Draw right here on Marvel HQ. I am your host, Brian Crosby, and today we're going to be drawing one of the most powerful symbols in the Marvel Universe. That's right, the icon of Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers herself. So before we get started, let's go through the tools of the trade that I'm going to be using. I've got a blank white sheet of paper. You can use whatever it is that you have around the house. I've got a blue colored pencil that I'm going to use for my underdrawing. And I have a 6B pencil to make all the hard lines around the outside of the icon. But feel free to use whatever it is that you have. Pencils, markers. The point is to have fun, learn something new, and to keep drawing. I also have a circle template, which is going to help me with the icon itself. You can use the bottom of a cup or a mug, but if you have a template, that's even better. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my biggest circle, and I'm going to draw the outside of her icon. This is your underdrawing, so it's okay to not be perfect here. Now my template is really handy because I've got these notches that I can use to mark off the middle of the circle. And so with that, after I've drawn my circle, I'm now going to make a giant cross connecting top to bottom, just like that. And I'm going to do one going across the middle, just like that. And this icon can be a little bit tricky, so we're going to do a lot of structure lines to kind of help us navigate through this. I'm going to use the smaller circle here, and I'm going to line it up so it's exactly right. And this is going to be the inside circle of the icon. So there we go, we got the outside structure. We're looking good so far. Here's where it gets a little bit tricky. Okay, so at the top, I'm going to come down just a hair, about the width of the outside of the circle, and I'm going to draw essentially a triangle. Again, I'm being loose with my colored pencil. I'm going to go down to the center line and do the same thing on the other side. Now there are lots of ways to draw this icon, which, like I said, can be a little complex, but do the best you can. And this is just how I do it. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom. I'm going to come up a bit, make a little notch, and then I'm going to connect and make a triangle down at the bottom, essentially giving me a diamond shape right in the center. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the left and the right. Okay, so I'm going to come in a little bit and come in a little bit. And now I'm going to connect from here to here, essentially making the same shape that I made on top and bottom, but now left and right. And then do the same thing on the other side. So what that gives me is a diamond shape going left to right and a diamond shape going top to bottom. All right, now I'm gonna make an X. Okay, I'm gonna take my straight edge again. These are structure lines. And I'm gonna go right through this point, and this point, all the way through. So I'm gonna line those up and draw a structure line through the middle. Now I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. If I'm ever going too fast for you, that's okay. You can pause the video, get caught up. So now we've got an X. All right, so now on this right side, I'm not gonna go as close to the edge of the structure line as I did there. I'm gonna come down a little bit, maybe about halfway, a little bit more than halfway from the center to the edge. Just about there. And I'm gonna do another triangle, but this one's gonna be a smaller triangle. Just going out to the edge of those lines, just like that. Okay, now I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Come down, and then I'm gonna do another triangle shape here. Now I'm gonna come across, and you can, if you wanna draw another structure line going across so you can make this perfect, you totally can. Essentially it's inside of a square. So that kind of helps. Let's do that. So we can go here, and we're gonna make another triangle, just like that. And we'll make another structure line going top to bottom. And then we're gonna make another triangle up here. And these should be even, so we're gonna do a structure line here at the top. There we go, see our square inside? Now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna come off the edge of this. See these two lines here, this top of this triangle and the bottom of this triangle? So we're gonna go all the way out to the edge with those. We're gonna follow that shape. Then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. And you can use your straight edge if you'd like. So go all the way out to the edge, and then all the way out to the edge here. And now we're going to do another structure line from the inside point out to the edge, just like that. So inside point and out to the edge. And you're going to be parallel between those other two lines. So we're pretty close, all right? Now we're gonna commit to these lines a little bit. So this doesn't actually come all the way to the edge like that. And this actually gets split. So I'll do the same thing on this side. Now the edge of your circle is actually gonna come right to there on both sides. And that'll make more sense when I do the hard lines. Okay, so I've done enough underdrawing there. Now I'm gonna put aside my blue pencil and I'm gonna take out my 6B, okay? My darker pencil, marker, whatever you have. And now I'm gonna commit to these lines. So I'm gonna use my circle template again. I'm gonna line up everything the way I had before. Okay, but this time I'm not gonna go all the way around. So it comes right up to that edge. Okay, now we're gonna use our smaller one. We're gonna line those up. And we're just really tracing over what we had already done. Okay, so now we're gonna go inside here, follow that around, and then do the same thing on the top. And now I'm gonna cap those off. Use my straight edge. And the same thing on the top. I know this one is more complicated. If you've seen us do Avengers or Fantastic Four, those have been a little easier. We're challenging you guys. We're helping you grow, get better. Okay, so now we're going to draw the outside of our star shape. So we're just tracing over the shapes that we already did using our straight edge. Now in some cases you could actually stop with the star and just call it a day, because that's a symbol that she has on her chest. But if you want to draw the full icon, you go through all the steps that we just did. And when we go and color it, we'll get rid of all of those blue structure lines. So you don't see any of that stuff. Okay, now we're gonna do the outside of that icon, our two wings there. So we're gonna follow our same shape that we did already. You know what, we're gonna do the outside of those using our template. So go back to our temple alignment. And if you did this the first time, even better. And now we'll do our straight edges. Okay, so with that, you essentially have the flat version of the Captain Marvel icon. Now, bonus round, if you want to take it one step further, we can go in and create a little bit of dimensionality to this. And the way you do that is you still follow your structure lines. So in this case, you're gonna come into here. You're gonna take each point and bring it into the center. I'm going step by step all the way around so you guys can see how you do it, but yes, you can just draw the lines all the way across. Okay, I'm gonna put my template aside. All right, now for the shading. So we're gonna have the light coming in from the right side, which means this side gets darkened in. Oh, look, we missed a point. Let's fix that. You guys are probably telling me I couldn't hear you, but we'll fix it. There we go. Boom, just like that. And essentially, there you have it. So you've got two light sides here, two dark sides on that one, and then everything else is getting hit by light from this side and shadow on this side. So I hope you guys had fun. I know this one was a little bit more complex, but hey, we're learning, we're growing, we're learning how to do new things. And of course, you know it's not yours, it's not completely done until you sign it. So I'm gonna put my name down here, Brian Crosby. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. And as always, this is Marvel, your universe.